Lone Star Gridiron is looking for interns. Over the years, we have helped dozens of students get jobs in sports media. If you want to shortcut your path to a career in sports media, click on the internship link on LoneStarGridiron.com. All right, so welcome, Coach Luddeke. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Cool. So I guess, you're kind of relatively new here, but then not so new here. Explain that.
Yes, sir. I took a job here in 2018. Jamie Dixon hired me as offensive coordinator. I enjoyed just coaching in Industrial. Great kids, great community. Just had an opportunity to move up, and so I left after a year, and now I get to come back. And so my wife and I enjoyed our time here at Vanderbilt. It's probably the best school academically and athletically that we've worked at, and just excited to be back in the town.
Nice. So what do you know so far about what's coming back as far as the team?
Yeah, so I haven't got to see any kids play other than video,
Right.
But they work hard. We have a good core group back. I know we're big up front on both offense and defensive line. Got some good skill kids returning. So there's a good core returning. We did graduate some pretty decent players, but I think we have a good mix, and we had a great off season. So should be fun this year going into the first game.
If you could mention some of those gaps that you see already that, some kids have to step up.
Yeah, so last year, I know we had had a couple good linebackers that graduated. I know we graduated a quarterback, so that's a spot to fill. We graduated a really solid running back, and Cooper Martin. I know I coached Cooper's brother, Clay, and most of the coaches I know that coach against Cooper said he was quite the player, and so that's going to be a big shoe to fill. And we lost a solid O lineman and Cole Powell. Looking for some big things from some of our younger guys that got to play a little JV ball last year. But again, just like everywhere, especially small schools, kids come and go, and so it's our job to get the next guys ready.
Yeah. And what do you know about the district so far? Obviously, you know one of the coaches really well.
Yeah, so I did work for Coach Dixon. I've been around this area, so I have relationships with coaches at some of the schools. I've coached against Coach Robinson at Yoakum. I know he's not in our district, but we play Yoakum in preseason. Dixon coming back to Edna, so that's a familiar face. I've visited with the goalie head coach a few times, and just because I coached at Hallisville for a little bit, but I've been at Cameron too. So, 3A, we run into each other, whether it's track or just
Right.
postseason things. I'm very familiar with Columbus. We don't play them in football, but they are in our district and other sports, and so. There's a lot of familiar faces around the area.
And then what about their teams? What do you expect this season to look like?
This district is a tough district, especially I think our preseason allows us to be prepared for that. I know one big thing that I'm looking for from our kids is getting through preseason healthy. If we can stay healthy, I think it's definitely going to prepare us for a run through district and then on to playoffs. I don't expect any team to be an easy opponent by any means. We're gonna have our work cut out for us each week, and so I expect a very competitive year through our district, just like last year.
Nice. And then one of the things every new coach has to deal with is staff. Because some people leave, some people are hired away.
Yes, sir.
What does your staff look like right now? What holes do you need to fill there?
Right now, we just have one hole that we're looking to fill. I'm still trying to find another football coach that can either do powerlifting or track. But we filled most of our roles already. I was able to bring a couple of guys that I coached as players, a gentleman that came from a school I worked at prior to coming here. And so we've been able to hire some young guys, and I brought a guy that I worked with at Cameron with me to call our offense. And so got some familiar faces of guys that I've been around and, spent some time with. So I'm excited about working with them and seeing what they bring to Industrial as well.
Cool. So this is what I call the lightning round, and I'm just going to say two words, and you tell me which one speaks to you more.
Okay.
All right. Willie Nelson or George Strait?
Probably George Strait.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Nice. Hoodies or polos?
Ooh. Polos.
Okay. Buc-ee's or Whataburger?
I'm going to go with Buc-ee's.
Okay. Ribs or brisket?
Brisket.
Queso or salsa?
Salsa.
Coach Prime or Coach Saban?
Ooh, Coach Saban.
Cowboys or Texans?
Cowboys.
And Longhorns or Aggies?
Aggies.
Nice. So what coach out there, you've met a lot of them, you know a lot of them really well. What coach would you not like to coach against?
Probably, he doesn't coach anymore, but the guy I worked under for my first job for 6 years, Coach Goad, was he's a really phenomenal coach, hard-nosed. I learned a lot of football from Coach, and I know what kind of game planner he is. I know how he approaches the game each week, and I know how he prepares, and he's probably the coach that I feel like gets the most out of the kids that he coaches. We took a lot of guys and a lot of teams that were, not as talented as others and won a lot of football games. And so if I had to coach or had to pick somebody not to coach against, it would be him, because I know that whatever he puts on the field is going to be a quality product, and he's going to get the most out of the kids he coaches.
I love that. And out of your coaching staff, who is the funniest?
The funniest. Wow, that's a good one.
You have no jokesters?
I do. I got to pick one. Probably Coach Wiggyhouse was probably the funniest.
Nice. Cool. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, man.
Yes, sir.
Get ready to tee off with the legends of Texas sports. That's right, the TLSN Legends Golf Classic, a day of golf, glory, and giving back. It will be held at the Great Hills Country Club in Austin, Texas, September 15th. Registration opens at 9 a.m. Play begins at 10:30 with a shotgun start. You will spend the day alongside Texas sports legends. On-course contests, food, beverages, exclusive photo ops, and wrap up the day with a lunch, silent auction, awards, and a speaker at approximately 3 p.m. Who's invited? Everyone. Fans, friends, alumni, business leaders, golf lovers, you name it. If you have an interest in UT athletics and golf, this is a must-attend tournament. Whether you're swinging for birdies or just soaking up the great stories, this is a can't-miss event. To grab your spot and keep updated on player announcements, sponsor reveals, and ticket availability, go to texaslsn.org. That's texaslsn.org. The TLSN Legends Golf Classic.